right? Like you weren't forgotten.
Right.
Like, you know, you couldn't be there, but you know, like that's one of the biggest things, right? Like sometimes you went through an awful thing, and if life just moved on without you, you'd feel discarded, right? You'd feel empty. But the fact that they still loved you, believed in you, needed you, and wanted to share that with you, it kind of made it okay for a minute.
Yeah, it did.
And then, so let's fast forward to you. Didn't you score your first goal back at RFK?
I get back to playing actually pretty well. I was training well again in France. But at the time, we had striker Modibo Maiga, who played at Newcastle, and Brown Ide, who played at West Brom. But at that time, they both had like 15 goals each, and they were both on fire. So my coach is like, you're never going to get a chance here, but you need to go somewhere else where you're going to play a lot, and you should go on loan. So January comes, and we called MLS, my agent, and DC United's like, yeah, we want him, but we're going to have to see him. He's going to have to trial. And I'm like, you think trial, you know, it's like humiliation, you know, but I said, I'll go, I'll prove myself, I believe in myself. I went, it worked. I still continued, I felt like I was still bringing myself along. It comes to the first game, I'm not starting, I was disappointed, you know, and I come in as a substitute, literally 2 minutes in, penalty kick. Dax is the captain at the time, and Dax grabs the ball and he brings it to me and gives it to me. He's like, let's go, it's you. I put it down, bury it. Go to celebrate, you know, it was great, yeah. 10 minutes later, I get this long ball over Chad Marshall. He goes down, I'm one-on-one with the keeper, I go by him and put it in. And then that was like the whole stadium just like, it was one of the best feelings I've ever had. And, you know, being able to do
in the city where he had the accident.
And doing the stanky leg after that goal. And
that was our celebration.
Stanky short leg.
Yeah,
Give us a little stanky leg.
So, if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but my right leg is an inch and a half shorter than my left. It's
You're showing my toes, man. You're showing the thighs.
It's
you're good.
You know, it's one of those things that's been really difficult. I think this is probably the toughest part of playing is not having that I can feel
symmetry.
It. Right, the symmetry's off, and then having
you said affects your back.
Affects my back. Being able to run long distance is tough.
Apparently
if I had to run, you know, 2 or 3 miles, it's very difficult on the back.
Yeah, I mean, so let's break from that and talk about like.
Should we talk about something positive?
No. I mean, shit, we got negative and positive.
Yeah.
So quickly, can you tell me like, did that derail your career? Did that change your career? Do you look at it optimistically, negatively? Like, how do you keep going? And like,
Stu, stop hogging the camera.
like let me put it this way: from the outside, without the accident, you play in the Premier League probably.
I think I achieved more than that.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with myself, and I think I'm pretty critical of myself and know what I can do and what I can't do, and I'm a confident guy, but I think realistically, I think I would have been playing at an Arsenal or a Tottenham or, you know, a big Premier League club, because I thought I had those intangibles that you can't teach, and the way I was able to slow the game down and use my speed and my strength, and I think I was a player who could play in a whole different types of formations, whether you're playing in a 4-4-2, 4-3-3, and being able to be a point man or a winger. I think I was very versatile, so I think that if I hadn't had that accident, which is, you know, obviously crazy to think, but I think I always talk about it with my wife, imagine if that didn't happen. And she's like, yeah, well, then we probably wouldn't be together, like, you know, like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, you might have soaked it up too much.
Right, and I think when I look back at it, I think I'm a better person for sure after this. I think being able to appreciate everything in life, whether, you know, friendship, being able to put on pants, better husband, you know, it helped me become a better, right. And
I firmly believe that's one of the reasons we're such close friends as well, is we both have maintained that perspective, and it was hard. We grabbed a beer last night, and that conversation comes up of like, well, what if you hadn't had the car accident? What if I hadn't snapped my knees about 16 times? Where would we both have been? Where would we both have been playing? Sky's the limit, right? It's fun to think about for a minute. Then it's also brings you back to reality, and then I think we both just brush that aside, and it's like, hey, these are our lives, and we're incredibly proud and happy of
what you have.
Yeah, incredibly
Right.
lucky, and we are but better people for that.
Yes.
You know, from everything.
So
Same with you with your injuries towards the end of your career, and
Well, I mean, I was luckier than both of you. I mean, I had one scholarship offer and went the distance, so to speak. The only thing I didn't do was win a championship, and so I can't. I got so lucky, but it's great to see people that didn't have the luck I had have such a positive outlook on things, and it's such a great example for young people and everyone who's out there fighting for a career, fighting for like balance and perspective and happiness in a world that's moving faster and faster. The two guys who like how many surgeries?
14, I think.
And you
14.
had one surgery that was about 25 surgeries. And
Yeah.
So I mean,
14-hour surgery.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you could have.
But,
You could remodel the kitchen while they did your surgery.
and that's why I always think all these different things, they link back to the word mentality in so many different ways, right? I mean, the word mentality, when you say, does someone have a strong mentality? Well, what is your mentality? Are you competitive? Do you have this never say die? Do you have an ability to have a positive spin on things in life and keep yourself going and motivate yourself in different ways? The same way I get pissed off when we're down 4-0 in the Playa Premier League and I want to start two-footing people because I want to win. I had that same drive even when we're rehabbing in Delaware. I'm against myself racing in a swimming pool because it's all I could do because my knee would swell if I did anything else.
To beat your time.
And I'm looking at the grandma next to me who's doing her slow lengths, but I'm measuring myself of like how many lengths can I do before she gets to the other end. And that was how I would, my brain functioned, and it was how I motivated myself. It's weird. It's funny to think about.
We're just competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what you're talking about is the intangibles that would have taken you to the top.
Yes.
Is that no matter what, you would have fought for the team.
Yeah.
And you would have never been like, it's not going my way today. Screw this. You would have kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting. And that's ultimately what happens, right? Is that there's winners, there's winners. I don't want to say there's winners and losers, but there's winners. And there's people that are honest, that say like, I'm out here to do a job and I'm going to play until the final whistle, honestly. There's people that are like, it's a weird way to put it, the British do this, but there's the dishonest who say, I'm going to play on this team, and then when they get out there, they decide like, oh, I don't like it right now. It's bothering. This is not going my way. Right? That's
British.
No, but that's how the British frame it that way, where they say, are you an honest pro? And if an honest pro is someone that fights for everything. Honestly, I'm trying to give you everything I got, like I signed up for. And then there's the guy, and I think it's a nice way to frame it, who's like, things don't go his way, and he has a bit of a like, pout. I'm going to pout for a minute here, and
then it's like, is he mentally weak?
3 or 4 balls, and you know what? That's all it takes.
Yeah.
The other team gets momentum, and they're off, right? And so, it's I don't know. It's a whole other topic of discovery, but I think that your ability to continue to fight and to continue to embrace the fact that there's still a career to be had, there's still reward to be gained, even if it's not the Premier League, even if it's not with the national team, you still are fighting, you're still making the most, and you're still embracing your situation and your talents and trying to make the most of them. That's inspiring. It's an incredible story for fans, teammates, but most importantly for your 2 twin boys. Like that one day they're going to hear the story that their dad had this near-fatal accident. He's going like this, near-fatal accident, but returned to have a career and fight for whatever he could get out of it and enjoy it because he loves the game. Like that.
We could go another 2 hours, but he also beat cancer. just to throw a cherry on that one.
I was going to get to that. I don't know how much time we have.
But like, the accident helped me to be ready for another catastrophe.
So what's harder, cancer or twin boys? I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, the boys there's nothing better, as you know.
Yeah, you are on 2 Dads United.
Yeah.
And now it's 3 dads once again.
Should be 2 sons united.
Why do you think he's enjoying it so much over here? He gets to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
Okay. Well, how long have we been going here?
How about we give like 5 minutes of questions?
Well, the thing is, the comments aren't all coming through because randomly some will come through, and apparently Lexi was watching at one point and had a comment, and then someone referenced it. We're 58 minutes in.
Can Lexi, if you're still watching, just text.
It's just me. Crazy about your legs, though. He does have massive legs. He's got big quads. All right, yeah. If the comments are working, which I don't think they are, Luke, have you got me back there? Throw us your way. Oh, we got one coming in there. Spence, test away. We're gonna take our usual quick fire questions. I'll start one for. Okay, here we go.
What is your top size, Jay?
My shirt says in Russian, and this is in honor of.
Charlie beats cancer. Stu beats an old lady in the pool. Sums it up.
Who said that?
Ben Merrill.
Amazing. All right, hey, Charlie, give me predictions. I've put my Russian hat on here because we had the World Cup draw today.
Okay.
Favorites for the World Cup. Your favorite?
France.
Wow. See, we talked about mentality there. I don't think the French have the mentality to win the World Cup.
I think no one's really expecting them to go that far because Brazil and Germany are always like the clear favorites here. But I think with the talent they have, if you give them a little bit more time, which they have until the World Cup, I think they can put something together. And
so do you feel the Euros was the moment for them where they got that close at home and they were lost to Portugal, humiliated extra time? Humiliated is a strong word there, but that they have something to prove, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they learn from that?
That, I think it brought them together. I think as well as they realized what they could achieve as a team and the talent that they have is...
Well, I almost think that France's curse is, like you said, like, can they really be, like the 98 team was a bunch of fighters. Can they convert to that? I think France's amazingness to me is that they have two teams that could possibly vie for this World Cup.
Yeah,
they have,
and Germany.
They have probably
those two, right?
Two groups of 20 that could contest for this World Cup. Fortunately, you can only play 11 guys.
Right.
And I don't know that their 11 is mentally strong enough and equipped to win, but as far as talent pool, it's off the charts.
Actually, Charlie, someone on Twitter here asked if you do inspirational speaking, and they said that schools and young kids would really benefit from your message. I think that's in the plans sometime.
Yes,
some way down the line, right?
I have done one in Philadelphia. It was a convention, and I really enjoyed it. I think, for me, I love to help people, whether it's going to hospitals and visiting children or visiting the older people, which I think I've done that a couple of times now, visiting cancer patients who are going through chemotherapy, and some of the older people don't have people visiting them because a lot of people forget that adults are going through tough times and maybe they don't have anyone.
Old.
Cheers. but seriously, the thing that we didn't get too into because we're trying to fit so much into this is at every stage what you are feeling, right? And that is the message that you can share with people. Because there's people out there every day that are struggling with whatever. It's a small thing, it's a massive thing, it's a life-altering thing, or it's a little thing that's stopping them from being their best self. You face all these things, right? You've been in that moment where you're questioning yourself, where you're denying, where you're euphoric, where you're, you know what I mean? You're never going to be what you thought you could be. But maybe you could be better because you're a better human being because of it all. So like you have all the life lessons that you can share with the world that could make your ability to impact communities, kids, the elderly, John Nash. What an incredible opportunity you have to kind of message that. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you be able to do that and get your story out there and help people, because like otherwise you're giving away your gift.
Right.
And you had gifts that could have taken you to the top of the sports, but now you have gifts that very few of us have, which is going to the bottom, to the mat, building yourself back up, saying, you have to look in the mirror and say, I could have been here, and I'm never going to get there now, but I'm still going to fight and find reward and joy in being here, and then share with people what it took to stay up, like to stay high, to stay believing and impact and loving life, because you're one of those guys that every time I see you, you bring joy to life. You have a contagious energy and spirit about you that is amazing, and that was before the injury, and it's after the injury, and that's your gift, right? More so than whatever club or whatever level you could have reached. you still had a brilliant career, but you can share the gift of having that contagious spirit and showing people what it takes to succeed at life no matter what happens, whatever falls in your lap.
Speaking of motivational speeches, how about that? Mr. Nash.
Jeez.
Quick question for Stu. What do you think you did to that old lady in the pool's morale?
I'm not sure she quite noticed me. I tried to put the Speedos on.
You
and
are like a
everything.
fish, to be honest. So. Fastest swimmer I've ever seen in my life.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you
You're
this.
gonna rip me something.
No.
Oh, he's gonna have a go at me here.
There was one time where we raced and I beat you, short distance.
In what? Swimming?
Yeah, swimming.
What, 3 feet?
No, it was half
Was it in a
the
hot
pool.
tub? Was it in a hot tub?
We did
Yeah, no
you did the
chance.
run. We did the run and dive
Never
in.
been a chance.
Yes.
Never been a chance.
Yes.
What about, do you have, each of you have a funniest story of being roommates?
Oh,
I know what
the
you're
list
doing.
goes on and on.
Probably something about me sleep talking.
No. So I wrestled.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was.
He wrestled in high school. This
was-
is actually, I'll follow up off the back. This is a joke.
So freshman year,
Nacho Libre.
freshman year of high school,
Leotard style.
I tried to play basketball, and I was a horrible basketball player. But I thought my advisor. I went to a prep school. My advisor was the basketball coach. I thought, oh, I'm gonna be on the team. He's like, JV's the best thing for you. You need to play.
Freshman year.
Yeah, I said, oh, hell no. It's all about varsity letters. My Spanish teacher was the assistant wrestling coach. He said, we have a varsity spot, 112 pounds. I said, okay, I'm doing this. Get in there, and I didn't realize the work and the technique, the grind, the sweat, the discipline.
You just thought you were going to go like headlock some dude.
Right.
Which he did to
wrong.
me.
I end up winning the New England Championship as my first year wrestling in high school.
Wait, the whole for the seniors?
Everything, yeah.
You won the whole. There's no
Everything.
one better than you in
At
wrestling.
112 pounds, no one was better than me
112 pounds
in New England.
Freshman to senior.
Yeah.
Hey,
So then,
Zeus.
end of the senior year, I finished third in the country.
Senior year, third in the country.
I lost to a four-time national
I'm gonna start
champion.
calling you Nacho.
So it leads me to this, where we were roommates.
So
and,
you had scholarship offers for wrestling?
yeah, but
Please tell me you did.
I did.
This is the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
And I thought about doing both.
This is the
but,
best thing I've ever heard.
So-
Charlie Davies.
Have you seen? You got to see pictures of him with the old like the
National
spandex,
team soccer.
wrestler.
Olympics wrestling.
Whereas me, Stu Holden, national team soccer, pro gamer.
Pro poker, pro gamer.
So a lot of people
Get.
see me as a small guy, and they don't see. Oh, he didn't wrestle. Clint tried to challenge me.
Oh, and he was like, "Oh, let's wrestle."
Yeah, let's wrestle. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
let's do
because
it.
you look at him. I mean, he's you got
I bear
big
hug him.
legs.
Tree trunks.
tree trunks.
I bear
and
hug
quads.
Clint. We're wrestling in the tunnel at RFK. I bear hug him, and
Wait, after training or something?
after training, and I cracked his ribs.
Explain to me why.
He
why
went to the
Clint
hospital.
Dempsey, why does Clint Dempsey say to you, "Let's wrestle"? How does it lead up to that?
Because he's never been a wrestler.
Because everyone was like, "Oh,
supposed to
Charlie's
be.
a wrestler."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't care, so what?" And he's like, "You want to wrestle?" And I was like, "All right, yeah, let's wrestle then." But hey, I wrestled before. He said, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." Like,
So you're in the
thinking he's
cement?
scrappy. We're on cement tunnel in RFK. We start going at it.
And can I just ask, is Clint Dempsey doing one of these?
Sorry, guys, my brother.
He's looking like he's
This
Oh,
one's
he wants.
yeah,
box.
he
He's
wants to
like-
box. And so I get in, I give him a bear hug, squeeze him, we roll around. No, he says nothing. He's like, "Oh, okay, like respect." I didn't realize, like, respect. Doesn't say anything.
So you pinned him basically.
Yeah, doesn't say anything. Fast forward, maybe a year later, my agent, who's his agent, Lyle Yorks, calls me and is like, Clint went to the hospital, like, get his ribs checked. And he never mentioned anything about it.
Proud.
But so I would bring.
You do have a way of talking around a story. You and John Nash would just bloody hell, the two of you together.
So we get in the room, we're roommates,
God.
and I would lock up Stu, and I'd pin him on the ground or against the bed or in a tight crevice.
Just
and
for fun.
And I'd say, "I'm gonna make it hot," and I would squeeze him, and then he starts getting hot, and I put his face right in my
Breathe
chest,
on your
and I
face.
just breathe and hot and make it hot, and he starts sweating.
It's disgusting.
And he's
And honestly, guys, Steve, I wasn't a big guy. I'm still
That's
not a big
amazing.
guy. I could not get out of that for the
And the
life
more he
of me.
moved-
the more
like a
you moved, the
baby.
worse it got.
It's
you,
like-
you try to wrestle.
It's like trying to put
he had
Luke
this
in a
way
sleep,
of like,
you know?
I don't want to do it right here on camera, but he would like, the way he could put his
This
legs,
is getting a bit crazy.
and then he would grab you here with the
So you
arms around
kind of
your
lock
neck.
it. I'd lock
He'd
my
lock
legs like
his arms-
this, and
legs
then
in.
I'd have him like this.
Like a little baby.
And the more he moved,
Like a child.
the
Worse it got.
tighter it got, and the more he sweat.
And the more I started like,
And then he'd start,
come on.
he'd start trying to flip out,
You know when
try
you're
to
like,
get mad.
come on, Charlie, like it's enough now. It's enough.
And I just kept holding it. And he'd sweat, and he'd start yelling, cursing at me.
And he goes, it's getting hot. He goes,
And I
it's
said-
getting hot in here.
I said, it's gonna get hot. I said,
We'll
you're
make
gonna,
it real
I said,
hot.
I'll just be like, you gonna
So, let me
be
ask
a
you,
good boy?
Was there ever an extra motivation because he talks so bloody much? Did we ever like, God,
I just,
shut the f-
No, that was
that's when
the-
I put him in check.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
that was
I'm
the
gonna
thing
make it
though.
hot.
That was what he'd say. I'd
You'd
be on
be
the I'd be on
Jensen.
my bed on the little double and he'd be on the
You'd
other one.
usually talk
And I'd be
about
talking, he goes, keep it up, I'm gonna make it hot. And I'd be like,
And he,
So what do you-
I'd be like, please no,
What
please.
kind of,
no,
what kind of shit are
you'd
you
test me.
talking?
He'd test
What's
me.
that?
What kind of banter are you giving him? What kind of shit are you
Oh,
talking?
everything. Like
Yeah. Like, what's your favorite go-to to him?
fucking you're finishing.
Oh,
Disgraceful.
that's a sore spot for strikers. I can imagine him
and-
over there burning.
I would take it, and I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't know we had to play cross country runners on our team.
This is the
Slower
best.
than molasses. Yeah, just
Yeah, but I mean it's on anything and
one
everything.
speed. Yeah, you know.
I mean, even last night he's trying to just crush me at dinner, and I was
What
like,
was he crushing you about?
"What were you questioning me about last night? Something." And then Kara's loving it, you know. My wife
Kara-
Kara's like, "Oh,
That's why I do it.
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
you don't like.
That's why I do it
taking
because
as
I
much?"
just like to feed her, and
Yeah.
I see her get so happy, and I see him getting pissed off, and he gets
So,
that all
so
quiet.
You can't obviously you can't say what it was last night.
I can't remember. Because this geezer's trying to.
No, I was just going at him for, you know, no charisma. I asked this
a
is the,
small one, a small one.
hey,
for
I said who's the star in the best 11 in MLS? I saw the list. I said, you're an announcer. Give me best 11. He starts going.
I got Tim Melia. I didn't. I was. I
couldn't-
was off on defenders.
He-
The rest I got good.
I've never seen him stumble and throw out names that
I said Capel.
I didn't even know. Kappelhoff from Chicago Fire. I'm like, what do you want? What are you smoking?
Sorry, Cappy.
Sorry to some of the, no disrespect, but some
Kenny
players.
Austin was on there.
Some,
That made the 11.
yeah,
He's a beast.
yeah. I agreed with
Anyways,
it,
this is a terrible story.
but
Like most of yours.
but most of the things he was stumbling, all nervous. He was nervous all yesterday. I said, "Cause I'm back in town. You see, Charlie. It's charisma, energy, good looks, style, fashion,
He's come
muscles."
to life, hasn't he? He was quiet for 75 minutes on this podcast.
a minute ago. Now he's Puff Daddy.
Now he's like this charisma,
And
charisma.
this guy's
swag.
like acting all quiet and mumbling and stuttering, and I'm like, "Where's the stew? Wake up,
Yeah,
Kara. What happened to this guy?
this is soft.
Soft."
Jeez. So he used to put you to sleep just slowly.
Bro,
I would do it to everybody though.
I had nightmares about that. And it would be like almost everyone was.
And you would still bash him. You'd still give him
Oh, yeah, because that's
No,
what
no,
Why do you think I got knocked out in Newcastle?
No, it started going down and less and less, and then he'd start
Respect.
inviting people into our room and say, "Hey,
Charlie,
Charlie, you go make it
Charlie.
hot, make it hot." He'd
was
be like, Stu would bring
Trying to
people
get
into our room
everyone
and go,
else
"Hey, Charlie, make it hot, make it hot."
They'll play a little defense.
Yeah, oh yeah. I said, Charlie,
I think
let's get him. You get him first.
Your favorite is Mike Chabala.
Yeah.
Because Mike Chabala hates it, and he tries to fight and gets angry, and he gets
can do
enraged.
nothing.
Yeah,
And
because
it's just
Chewy, but Chewy's like strong, you know.
because
he's
he thought
fit.
he could do it, but lock him
That's
up.
everybody though.
Lock him
But
up.
Steve, that's what I would enjoy.
him
It's
up.
almost like I would love to
Yeah.
bet on the side and be like,
Yeah.
you know, Clint, Josie, come in here.
Yeah.
You could take him. It's
Josie's
not that.
built like
No
a
matter-
It's not that strong.
No
Bro,
matter who it is,
was,
I'll
he'd
lock
take
him
down.
up.
Steve's
You're
gonna
getting
challenge you.
hot.
And you'll break his back again.
Yeah, one bear hug. See you later.
Don't touch me. Jeez. I break my back end out of bed.
And you talk about sports helping you with others. That was wrestling. Was that?
Big, yeah.
Yeah,
Give you that confidence.
that mental toughness, that
Why
grind.
do I keep rooming with you? I don't know.
Cause, like I just said,
Because you both like a drink.
Oh yeah, he has an alter ego. It's called Chuck D.
All right, should we wrap this up? This
Yeah.
has been the longest.
Yeah, I think this is a long pod.
Longest pod.
We're only down to one platform, I think now, unless that one's still going. Hey!
this has been awesome.
All right.
You enjoy this?
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoyed it. Let him say goodbye.
Yeah, Charlie, wrap us
Thank
up.
you guys for letting me on your show. it's an honor. Obviously, I value our friendship, and you guys mean a lot to me. So I'm not trying to get emotional
Don't
right
start
now.
crying right now. I'll make
but
it hot.
Can you make Stu hot?
I'll make it
There we go.
he doesn't want that.
No, you
No, I don't.
But yeah, it's always great to talk with you guys, and now I got a feel for what you guys
Dads
do.
United.
Two Dads United. This is cool.
Is this a second career for you, or
love
what?
to be back on sometime.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, I love this.
Yeah, rave reviews. Our viewership's through the floor.
Next time you're, next
right,
time you're on
end
the
on
West
that.
Coast, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh Jesus! What the?
I know. What's going on?